Hey guys, just wanted to post another video here of some things I'm working, and I'm continuing to work this number 54 Kyle Busch Twix cookies and cream car, trying to add the additional blue pieces that I mentioned in my previous video. I was hoping to get this done a couple days ago, and my plan was to get it done before our family went to a wedding in Tennessee, but that didn't happen. Some crazy things happened the day before we left, and I wasn't able to work on this. So we went to the wedding. Now we're back, and so I'm gonna continue on. So I had about a 3-day, almost a 4-day hiatus of working on customs. So here we are, or here I am, back working these things again. So let me go ahead, and I had already cut a couple pieces. Let me go ahead and put those on and see if that'll kind of bridge the gaps on a few of these areas that were lacking. And it's kind of just trial and error with some of this stuff when you're piecing things in. It's not going to be perfect at the end of the day, but we're trying to just kind of connect the dots type of thing with that. And I don't look that great, but it's better than it was. This piece going in here. Yeah, it was kind of funny at the wedding. The establishment had, you got to wear a mask. Everybody's got to wear a mask, and all the people serving were wearing masks. But it was hardly. I'm trying to think. I think there was one guy in the at the wedding that was actually, there as a guest that was wearing a mask. Nobody else was. So it was kind of interesting. I think the fears are subsiding, and no matter what the law or the establishment says, people are, tired of wearing a mask and just want to get back to, reality, kind of come what may. But anyways, that was interesting to see during the family gathering. I was curious how people would behave, and if they would, social distance or whatever, and didn't really see that either. So, yeah. All right, so that kind of covers that spot. I think I'm going to need to get something to go here, that little area there. I think I can try to use this. Piecing these odd shapes in is not ideal, that's for sure. I think I can use that. Let me cut this shorter. Whoops. I have that problem from time to time where I'm not paying attention and I'm not cutting over top of my board, and the little decal will flick over onto the floor. So this is something I got to be careful with. All right, so what's my plan here? To try to have this like so. see how that works. Added a couple more strokes of the roof lines. I use this Sharpie permanent marker for the roof lines, primarily because it's got this nice firm surface. The paint pen, it's a little bit more, it's not as firm, and so when you press, it will give more, and I don't want it to give across here because it will bleed down into one side or the other. And so it's not like painting the spoiler, which is pretty easy. And I've just learned over the years the permanent marker works better across the roof lines. And people have asked me before. I had actually had a guy at work says, "Hey, you can't use a marker; it'll just rub off." And well, that's true. But if I put 5 coats of clear sealer on it, it's not going to rub off. So it's worked well with me. Again, a product and just a technique that I've used over the years that has. I see a little spot here on the spoiler that I missed. Yeah, I can run this across here real quick while that's sitting. Careful not to touch the decals. There we go. And I can get this in the water now too. And these little pieces that go on the side. Sunoco, Simpson. So let's see, I have this connection here, although it's not that great. Got this piece across the front here. Got this in over here that covers that up. So let's see if I can get this piece on here. Like so. I'm sure it looks better on the camera than it does in person. I got my spectacles on that allow me to see all the little errors, and just you guys can't see that. It looks pretty good. Probably on the camera it looks really good, but yeah, covers it up. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm also going to, as a custom request, I'm going to work one of these Kenseth Jana King cars, and also this 2004 Marigold one-a-day Carb Smart cars. You can see I use the front fender decals already, so I'm going to have to piece together some fender decals for this particular custom. A couple Kenseth nationwide schemes. I should say nationwide Busch Series schemes. Yeah, 2004 was still Busch Series. Yeah. I also want to add making this other number 78 Kenny Wallace car, and I want to add a second coat of the Go Mango. This is the first coat. I put a couple coats of clear sealer on it, and now I'm ready to put a second coat on it. I see a little fuzzy in the paint here. Actually, it's in the sealer. Yeah, hopefully one more coat is all I need. I don't like to make it too thick, you know what I mean? I mean, you want the color to show through and to be a solid, nice color, but you also don't want it to be too heavy. And so hopefully this second coat will be sufficient enough to have good coverage, and then I can start applying the decals on it. Looks like there's still a little piece of that fuzzy in there. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Let's see how that's got to wrap around, and then this front piece kind of fold down, and then of course I want to get it centered. Trying to remember what was on this front lower valance here. If I paint it black, I think it's black. I'm going to have to look again, because I want to cover up, you know, this space between here and the bottom, right? I don't want it to be yellow there. It'll probably be black. Sometimes you see it as white, but I'm good with, you know, whatever it is on the car, and then we'll go from there. Pretty much do any color. Sometimes you'll see them silver, but and actually in some of the Nationwide cars, when I say Nationwide, Nationwide Xfinity cars, for a few years they had them as, they were like a bright yellow, and actually that was kind of a pain to make, because the yellow that I have as a paint pen is not that bright yellow. And so I bought an acrylic yellow paint pen, and although it matched the color well, it's acrylic, you know, it's not an oil based, so definitely had to put, you know, the coats of sealer on it, but it just flowed differently. I didn't really like using it. I don't really like doing those cars, to be honest with you. I like doing cars, obviously, with paints that I have and paints that flow well and produce a good product at the end of the day. The acrylic was kind of thick, and it was just a little, I don't know, it wasn't a nice clean finish. And you know, if I have to make a car that's not going to give me a nice, you know, clean product at the end of the day, I don't really like it. Because I like to make, I mean, I'm after the perfect, you know, custom 164. I'm trying to make it as exactly as possible to what's on the track. I want it to be as perfect as possible, you know, when it leaves my house, for that collector. And so, so anything that's less than perfect, and I know it's going to be less than perfect when I start, I don't like doing it. It just bugs me. So, okay, so that went on really well. Now let's get these little pieces on the sides here. I'm not sure exactly what this little black piece is here on the bottom of the... I'm going to put it right here, just above this. But on the bottom there, it's usually like a Sunoco logo there. And then, but nothing, right? Nothing underneath it. But for some reason, he's got this little, maybe it's a Supra. I'm going to get a little of this micro sole here. I think that comes down. The micro sole just helps it kind of wrap a little bit better. As it says, it kind of molds the decal. Softens it. Helps it conform to the body better. Okay. All right, let's do the other side. And we'll be done with the decals on this car. The key here for me is lining it, well, let's get some of this here on first. Lining it up, right? You want things symmetrical. You know, even if it doesn't match perfectly with what's on the car on the track, if it's symmetrical, it's going to be good. You know, like whether this is up here or down here, if it's symmetrical, it's going to be acceptable. And most collectors don't notice that kind of stuff. They'll notice if it's, you know, they'll notice the 54, the Twix, the cookies and cream, the color. That's great. But when you get into some of these little things, most people don't notice that, and that's what I try to go after. Of course, I want it to be symmetrical. I want it to be in the right place, and I want it to be symmetrical. So this kind of comes up out of here. I'm almost positive I'm going to paint this black. Come black across here, so it'll cover up any gap here, so it'll be black across here, cover up this seam here, and black over here onto this side. So that looks pretty good. I've got the coverage there where I had the gap before. I've got the connection piece here. Not that great. I got a little bit of could be a little bit better there, but I'm fairly happy with that. I've got the piece on the front. This thing's gonna sit now, and let it dry, and then I can start adding some coats of clear sealer on that. And I think the one thing I've got to look at is the side skirt, because I think I recall, I don't have the pictures up right now, my computer's not up. I think this is all yellow here, so I don't think I do anything here. But on this side, I thought well, the decal set comes like this. Let me pull it over here. The decal set comes with this piece. So I've got to look, and I don't know why it's only like half black, but I've got to look at that and see what it is. And if it's half black, then, you know, I'll put that piece on. Sometimes I paint it black instead of using the black side skirt decal. But in this case, I'll just trim it to fit, and we'll put that on there. If it's there. If it's all yellow, I'll leave it, of course. So I got to look at that, and that's it. So really, at the end of the day, I didn't use a whole lot of the blue, but it was necessary to fill those gaps. So all right. I'm going to shake this up over here. I'm going to paint some orange. blow this up just a little bit. So I see the bidding on this car has gotten a little out of hand. I don't say this car, my first Kenny Wallace car. I had no idea that this car would be of great interest to people. Kenny wasn't really a very successful driver in NASCAR, but yeah, nonetheless, people like to have, whether it's a completion of a complete set of cars from NASCAR's 2007 year, or they're just a fan, a big time fan of the driver. Yeah, and of course, just having a car that nobody really has, only a handful of people have. So it's hard, sometimes I list cars as a buy it now. Some cars I list as an auction, because honestly I have no idea what they're worth. Typically when I list a car that's a buy it now, it's I'm content to get whatever it is, $25, $30 for it. But yeah, I think the car's up over $90 now. It's crazy. So, and if you guys are watching the video that are bidding on that car, I had a custom request for this car from December. Finally got around to making it, but I have no way to contact this gentleman or this person. So I'm hoping they contact me, because they're the ones who asked for the car. But I have no way to contact them. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna, make this car. I'm gonna sell this car to the person who, bids for the car, and then if this person ever contacts me, I'll make them one. So, but this has turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. It's covering nice and thick. Let's see if I can get this on before it dries. Gonna have to go over those roof lines again. Okay. Holding this car is somewhat tricky when you're painting it. Be careful. Sorry, I'm painting here and you guys can't see it. I think I'm going to need a little bit more paint because it's drying up ever so slightly. Let's see if I can. The brush has a good amount in it. Okay, maybe not. I can get this on here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So once that dries, I'll put another coat or two of clear sealer on it, and then I can start decaling it. Yeah. So let me see. After I'm done with this Twix car, I've got the number 19 Brandon Jones Dweldwin car done, or Geldwin. Let me see. I'm not sure which. I've got a couple other cars as special requests that have come in. Like I said, I like to make 2 at a time. Let me see which 2 I'm going to make next. Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and make these. Be a Brandon Jones, KCMG, 2017. These are Camaros, so I'll make those 2, and I'll make these other Camaros that I have. These will be the DC Solar Kyle Larson 2018 car. So those will be the next 2 I make. After that, I'll make some Michael Annett cars that I have. And, yeah. So, I'll make one for the person who made the request, and then I'll make the other one for sale on eBay. Yeah, so these, whoops. Be careful, I got the decal paper in the water. I'll make these, yeah, these will be Chevys. Brandon Jones and Kyle Larson. Alright guys, that's all for today. I just wanted to give you an update. Haven't posted in a few days, so hope you're all doing well. And God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.